Today I want to review for you guys Diablo Preyas, aka Preyas 2. Not to be confused with the special attack version of Preyas 2. The special attack version of Preyas 2 has two heads. One would be the Diablo side, and the other on the bottom, or the top, whichever, on the other side is the Angelo version. Now this one only has the Diablo version, hence the name, as you can see right here. So you guys might be very disappointed in this one just because it only has one. But if you ask me, this is pretty much like Poor Person's Preyas 2. It's still kind of cool though, because if you can see here, they still put the markings of like where Angelo's head would be. Maybe they put in some lines right here that look like it would show perhaps how he would open up. So I think it's kind of interesting that they did that, even though it, like I said, this does not open up. And so in the ball form here, Preyas is kind of interesting because, his head is like sticking out right there. So for those of you having a hard time finding the special attack version, I think this one is a really good deal. There's nothing special about him, but I think they kind of did the best that they could with just a single-headed one. And I'm going to go into some more details next. This is how he looks once you open him up. Let's talk about the colors real quick. With this guy, mine happens to be pearl. I don't necessarily think that's the best color for him. The red color, Pyrus, I think would be really cool just because he, Diablo, he is devil. So because of that name, I think the Pyrus version looks good. Subterra, Subterra, I imagine like a desert, rocky area, kind of like the place that you would imagine a devil would pop up. So I think Subterra would also look good. I do think he looks alright in the blue version, the Aquas version, and definitely I think he looks good in Darkest, the black color, for sure. So I would mainly go with Pyrus, Subterra, and Darkest. But anyway, so you see him right here. I kind of like the way his, this part, it almost looks like a vampire type cape, the way the shape is. And I like the way the inside is colored red right here. To me, that's pretty cool. Now, let's talk about the creature, this creature, right? Unlike the other bakugan, you can't really tell what he is, In the other bakugan, that, a bakugan might be a dragon, it could be a crab, it could be a snake. Those are all creatures you're familiar with. In this case, what is he? My guess would be he looks like some kind of demon, devil, vampire, bat creature thingy. I don't know what he is really. And unless you watch the show, he's a character that's very, very specific to the show. So creature-wise, unless you really watch the show and unless you like the character, is probably not that great, unless you kind of just like the way he looks, which he doesn't look too bad. But creature-wise, because he's not really anything that you know of, Now let's talk about the character. That's where the real plus comes in. The character of this guy, if you ever watch the show, you will know that Preyas is basically, he's wacky. He's almost crazy. You could kind of say he's bipolar. Okay, and he seems like a combination of like a chameleon and like a jester, just because of the personality. And that may sound like, whoa, that's crazy. A chameleon and a jester. What the hell is that? But actually, it reminds me of a character that I'm very familiar with. And you might be too. If you were ever into G.I. Joe, there's a character just like that. And his name is Zartan. And to me, he is one of the best characters ever made. He's an excellent character in the show G.I. Joe. I've always been a big fan of him. Zartan really, to me, was always really cool. So, Preyas, this Preyas character, Preyas 2, Preyas 1, to me reminds me a whole lot of Zartan. So, if you like Zartan, if you like bat-looking creatures, then this is a pretty cool one to get.